Hello, this is Dirty 20 Gaming. My name is Kevin, and these amazing people have joined me from damn near halfway around the world to come and play a game with me this afternoon. And that makes me extraordinarily happy in about 12 different time zones. So, let's talk to these people that make me happy. Let's start with our regular. Wow, you went from longtime fan to regular player. How does that feel?
Yeah.
Brill Chan, tell us about yourself.
It feels like I'm starstruck because I started watching Kevin play in Makes of Mischiefs like 3 years ago or something, before the Dirty 20 gaming channel was up, and I was a long time fan, and I started to play, even if it's so much outside my time zone that it's after midnight right now, and it's usually 2, 3 in the morning.
Yep.
But it's just so fun. The community is so great. It's the highlight of my week, and I just love to play with everybody.
Well, thank you. And
Uh,
your other GM's watching too, so hopefully nice things will happen
yeah.
for you on Tuesday.
No, it's not the type of game that the Tuesday game is the Cyberpunk game when I play a crazy hacker that was such a good hacker that he became a technician to be a proletariat. He's a drug addict, and last game he raised with. He was so dragged out of his mind that he thought that he was playing Mario Kart with the NPCs of the Cyberpunk world, with Johnny Silverhand, Spider Murphy, and all the other. And then he released all AI,
Yep.
which might bite him in the ass. But that's all from me. And today I will play a different kind of crazy fish out of water guy who thinks that he's very secretive, but he's like a jungle bird in a drab world, and I love him. You will see him
We'll see him in a
soon.
minute. All
That's
right.
from me.
Perfect. Thank you.
Back to you.
And we will leap now to our newest player in all of Dirty 20 Gaming. And first of all, you came back. Yay!
Yeah,
It's a scary, scary thing. And we have had people who have said, nope, 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 not going to do that again. Thank you for the experience, but nope, nope, nope. So thank you for coming back. We're going to get you in.
really?
Yes, we have actually. Yep. But tell us about yourself. I'm going to pop up your link. Oops, they're going to have to copy paste it, but there's your link for your. Oops, that's not it. That's the link for this. Hang on, I put the wrong thing up. How about we delete that?
Thank
Can we
you.
delete that? So, yes, tell us about that while I go get your. How do I get rid of this? That shouldn't be here.
Just don't get rid of it.
Can I
That
clear
it's free.
chat? Because I just put the link to this. I just put my Twitch link up there,
Yeah.
which shouldn't be
It
there.
happens, don't worry.
Oops. Clear chat. There's the button. I'm looking for it. Bam. Problem solved.
Please go on.
Okay. So,
Yeah.
for non-moderators viewing this room. Okay. So, just because, yes, go ahead, Janet. Please tell us about yourself while I go and get the proper link to put up.
I joined this community because I really love video games, and after Baldur's Gate, I really wanted to play D&D. In past, I wanted to, but Baldur's Gate make me really wanted to play.
Well, I am. I'll tell you a couple of things. One, this isn't Baldur's Gate by a long ways, but I hope you enjoy what we do here. It's a very different game, but we are
Yeah,
absolutely.
but similar.
Oh yes, role playing, and the nice thing about live role playing is you never have to choose from a list of things to do. You can tell me anything. Tell us a little bit about your YouTube channel because I just posted the link for it.
I streaming reaction to events, gaming, and about animation related stuff.
Nice.
And I'm YouTuber. So if you like stuff like virtual YouTubers, please welcome.
Yeah, your VTuber model is really cool. Really, really well done. I'm
Thank
impressed.
you.
You're very welcome. With that, those are all your stories. Now, our story. If you think of.
I discovered this community because someone recommended me.
And
When I told that I want to play, but I don't have players out there.
I know who you're speaking of, and I have thanked them profusely. They are also a very long time member who we have managed to get into a game or two. So, yes, I'm looking forward at some point to getting you and that person. I'm not going to say their name because they haven't given us permission to do so. But I want to get the two of you in a game together, at least for a one shot, just to pay off that.
Oh,
That
it'd be super.
Yeah, it's going to be fun. But that's in the future. Right now. Last week was a short session. We commented on it several times, including the best words you can ever say to a GM ever. Can we play for longer next time? That is thank you. That goes right deep to my soul.
It was so intensive that it feels longer.
Well, the thing
So-
is, one of the reasons it was short is because it was basically, if you think of this as a movie for a second instead of a graphic novel, that was the cold open.
Yeah.
So this week opens with the credits. So this is when you get to the 5th page of the magazine, you open it up and you go, oh shit, we haven't had a title page yet, and here it is. And it's the two
Some
of
games have also too long prologue.
So this was just the right amount.
Well, there's also a running gag here because I did a series a while back where the cold open on each episode got longer and longer and longer and longer. So this is kind of the whole episode was a cold open. This was a punchline to that, but never mind. It stands alone. But this shot, again, this beautiful high detail graphics, mostly dark browns and purple shadows because this is red lights at dawn, right? This is the dust of another night's travel settling around you, the smoking wreckage of a couple of autogyros behind you, and the dust raised as those Jeeps and Mad Max maniacs turn around and drive away under the consolidated gunfire of this base. Once they're gone, you have a second to look down on it. I described it as a mostly crushed carton of eggs last time. It's a shithole. There's no other place the way to put it. I'm going to swear just briefly there. It's bad. Its only real redeeming feature is it's going to keep the sun off of your head during the day, and they've got air conditioning.
I can ask something.
Yes,
How
always.
many inns or hotels are in this town?
There's going to be one once you're inside, but we're going to get to that in just a second. So,
John thinks that there are so many things to pretty up here and to fix.
well,
It's like an architect.
before you even get down there, I want to finish the image because there's a lot more going on than just as crush bubbles. There's also the convoy that you're going to have to be running escort for starting this upcoming evening. 1 day's rest and you're off again. I don't know how many people know what strand beasts are. I put a picture up on chat, and you guys I showed before the show. These are wind powered creatures, and before somebody gets technical, yes, the one on stream is actually pulled and not wind powered, but shush. The strand beasts originally were wind powered things made of tubes and plastic that walked some like insects, some like worms, some like monsters.
Yeah, I am amazed,
I
but they look
remember-
creepy.
I remember those vehicles in one video game, but
Mhm.
I forgot name of
Yep.
this game. But
Well-
I remember this was survival online multiplayer.
Well, there is 32 of them down there in rows. And what you notice is that there's fires and habitats, little hard surface tents set up all around them. There's not room for them inside. They're being forced to stay outside. And before the convoy even starts, they're having to rough it. Now, as you get closer, You can see there's only one way in. There's an airlock. Even though this is not an airless planet, there's still an airlock, probably to try and keep the dust out. But as you approach, the outer doors open. The airlock is not big enough for the TRXs. It's people-sized.
So John would step out of his seat on Mercury.
Mm-hmm. Hermes.
It was Hermes. Sorry.
Yeah. Same god, different name.
I'm sorry, I got my names mixed up.
Your pantheons.
My friend.
Yeah.
He pets him. Sorry, my friends. My friend, I think this is the place we have to say see you soon for a while. Thank you for the ride. And he just like tries to stretch out and massage his buttocks.
Yeah. Well, you get the that ostrich hug where they kind of lean against you and wrap their head over your shoulder, and then only for a couple seconds. Yeah, and
it was a short time, but he already loves.
Oh, he's coming back. He's your ride. He's for this escort, but it's time to let him go feed, right? You guys let him go at dawn, right, to go feed. So after that brief moment, he turns around and kind of, and then just takes off into the gathering sun. I almost said sunset, but it's a sunrise, and you can see he's just looking around. The moment, as big and as nasty and as ferocious as he is, he looks for all the world like a chicken looking for grubs. He's just running around. Ashley.
I also jump off this dizzy and free from this on back thing.
Yep.
And I water dizzy and give snack. And I say that see you soon and please take this message to my close ones. And I give him message.
Okay, you're going to use your new ability, Courier? Is that the plan? Okay, perfect. So you take...
what's that ability? Can you explain it?
Would you like to, or shall I?
Yeah.
You can.
Okay. Courier allows you to take an animal. It's an animal companion that you already have. In this case, I'm saying yes because you're bonded to Dizzy, basically. And it allows you to literally send them as a courier somewhere. You can give them something to take to somebody, and they're going to... and yeah.
Fun.
Yeah. This is an interesting opportunity because your people, the people you asked to Dizzy to take the message to, aren't on this planet, right? You guys flew here, right?
Yes.
So watch this, as they say. Dizzy takes the is it like a scroll, an envelope? What does it look like?
Scroll.
A scroll.
Because
Beautiful.
this is easier.
Takes out his little tiny arm and takes the scroll and very carefully tucks it into the saddle in a nice safe place. Then you can see him taking extra time to make sure it's sealed up. And then he looks up at you with the greatest of seriousness that his chicken dinosaur face can muster, and he tries to salute with his little tiny short arms. His head has to come down, and his hand...
I say, thank you, TC. You were great. And I pet him.
And he gives you that hug back, and then he backs up a couple steps and grins. Don't ask me how something with a beak grins. He does it. And he goes, "Papa!" and poof, disappears. Meanwhile, back on your home planet, a 9-foot-tall skinless rooster has appeared in the barnyard, chasing your parents around trying to deliver the scroll, just for comedy effect. But yes, you just created a magic chicken. Welcome to Dirty 20 Gaming. Yours can now travel through time because you told it to.
I love it so much.
Does that work?
Yeah.
Perfect. All right. So Hermes is off hunting. Dizzy's off on a mission. And the two of you are free to step into the airlock. It goes behind you and in front of you. and opens up into a bar. There's
I'm
no
That's the
going-
kind of place I like.
I'm going to bar and put my hands on counter bar and say, you have any room left to free, or I need looking somewhere else.
uh, as you walk in and walk up to the bar and start saying that, you can hear music in the background. It's a do 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 do. On the wall above him, it says "Me Cantina," and he kind of reaches up and hits the wall, and two periods show up after the M and the E, so it's the M-E Cantina. You look over on the wall, and there's a huge wall screen where a stage would be, and on it is the bar scene from the cantina scene from the original Star Wars movie, just looped, playing over and over and over again. The guy behind the
Actually,
counter.
think
Yeah.
the headset, I'm starting to have headache from this loop.
Yeah.
Well, you walk up to talk to the owner and bartender, and he's standing behind the counter. He's got a name tag on that says Moss Isley, and he is dressed like a Jedi. Except that instead of having any sort of weapons or anything, he's got a cloth and a shot glass that he's drawing out. And he looks over. I got lots of rooms. You want to drink first in the finest drinking establishment in
Maybe
Domefield?
later, but how much for room? And do you have any jobs or works for ranger?
You're with the convoy, right? You're one of the escorts?
Yes, but always extra money good.
Yes,
So you have any problems here
I
or
do.
jobs?
I've got two of them. One of them sitting over there, and one of them sitting over there. And as you turn to look, there's one other staff member that's clearly present. They're cruising around. They almost don't show up because they're only just slightly higher than the table, like 1.3 meters tall in their shoes. But you can hear them from across the room telling people what to do and just really, really feisty. And when they come out from behind one of the tables and you get a full view of them, their whole mighty 1.3 meters tall, there is a pistol on each hip in well-worn holsters, and they got a tray, and they're heading from table to table delivering drinks and telling people to behave. Then there's the actual people in the bar. There is a fella who's now heading towards you at speed, not one of the ones that was pointed at. He has got a tricorn hat on. He's got a bright red jacket. He's got he's just leather and lace and powdered beard and the whole headpiece.
John is in love.
There's also one of the first of the two that he pointed at is this kid sitting in the corner leaning back. He's got about 4 or 5 empties in front of him, and the bartender Moss says, "That's Turd, or at least that's what I call him. Rich kid, thinks being in here makes him cool. I need him thrown out. I just couldn't be bothered. Also, that one," and he points at another one, "that's Enormous Bill." And it's a perfectly average sized guy, like 1.6 meters, average build. And he kind of sees the laugh, and he says, "Oh, that's not his name, that's what he owes. He sold me his name for drinks."
I say, I don't see problems. I wanted a real job, but I see there's nothing. So how much
But
for
my,
room?
my friend, it's an opportunity to do some good deeds. And
A little
I would-
old, yeah, a little old fellow way back in the corner is sitting there. He's got one little glass of tea in front of him and a little glass cup. And beside him, leaning against the wall, Ashley, you would recognize it. It's an ancient, I mean, like thousands of years old plasma blunderbuss rifle. And this little tiny old man sitting in the back of the room says, "You ought to make some money. Hey, get in a shooting competition with me." And he's just shaking, like his hands just shaking. The tea's just vibrating like a little suit.
What is price?
Um,
This duel.
How about you could take one of the things out of my backpack if you win?
Okay, and
And
I
what
rock,
if she loses?
and I rub my hands
Yeah.
because I see this is very easy.
Yes. Yep.
Wait a minute, Elise, my friend. What do you want from her if
It's
she
it's
loses?
a-
Before you said
it's
okay.
it's, it's Ashley. But yeah, yeah,
Sorry,
it's
you
okay.
didn't change the
Yeah,
name.
it's all good. He looks at you and looks back at Ashley and says, "I don't want nothing. I just want to
Oh,
keep my record intact." And he
okay, have
I
fun, my
say,
friend.
and he reaches for his rifle
I,
and kind of takes
I
him.
say,
Yeah.
I say, change plan, and I turn around to bartender, uh, buy rooms.
Oh yeah. The guy behind the bar. Rooms are included. That's part of the payment for the escort job. You guys are top of the stairs, first and second on the left.
Oh, that's amazing.
I take my bags and run to room.
Yeah. Okay.
And so I didn't want to butt into my friend this scene too much, but now that I get a proposition to do some side quests,
Yeah.
I would like to 2 times do the soul gaze magic.
Oh.
I get a spell and it allows me to see the motivate. Let me read it. It allows me to gaze in the soul and see the motivation
Okay.
of the targets. And the one target is the rich kid who
Okay.
needs to be thrown out, and
Turd.
the
Yep.
other target would be the bartender. And you peer into the eyes of another creature to sense their ideals and flaws.
Okay. Turd, the kid that they want to throw out, is waiting to fight. This is why the bartender hasn't thrown him out himself. He's sitting there just bouncing, waiting for someone to tell him he has to leave.
You have any weapon and how old?
He's got not specific. Well, yeah, he's basically, you can see him. He keeps one hand under the table, but he forgets once and brings it up to grab his drink, and you can see he's got brass knuckles. That's how
And
ready
how
he is to
old
fight.
he is?
He's a punk. He's probably legally of age wherever everybody is. So 18, 19, 20, somewhere in there.
Yeah.
Very young.
He's got pitch fast,
He is
and he thinks
so
that
sure of himself,
yeah.
Kraken, because you that cost action point, right?
Yes, too.
Okay, 2. Okay, so yeah, you get that feel
Because
now.
it takes one action point for the spell, and I do it 2 times because
Yeah,
I want to know about my target, and
yeah.
I want to know about the person who gives me the job.
The bartender Moss, walking into his head is like walking into a Star Wars museum. Like it's just, that's all that's in there. You know, just he doesn't want the fight in the bar because there's no fight in the bar in the movie. So he doesn't want what, like that's his only motivation for not wanting to fight in the bar.
Okay, so now
Ashley
John would
in the room.
yes.
Yeah.
Ashley in the room is is thinking if she should read Black Book or not because she don't have anything for rest of day.
Oh yeah, you basically got 12 hours approximately, I presume about 8 hours of which you're going to sleep. So yeah, you've got about 4 hours of sort of time left. So you've got plenty to do stuff.
And Ashley is not into drinking
Nope.
or stuff like that.
Nope.
So she is debating in her head if we read Black Book or not.
As you debate that, we didn't ask. I didn't ask. And that's on me. So I'm going to pop back a little bit. Back to your family on the farm. Dizzy has finally convinced them that he's on a mission, not hunting. He has, with great solemnity, handed the scroll over to who?
Father, because he will be brave to
Okay.
take this.
Okay. So, older brother, younger brother?
I said, Dad,
Oh,
Father,
dad. I'm sorry, I misheard. So your father. Okay, so yeah, your dad steps up and takes the scroll, unrolls it. What does it say?
Dad, I went to first city safely and I'm okay and I hope they okay. And they need little parties when I return with money to save home.
Hmm. And you can see because you sent the money right like before you even came
Yeah,
here, right?
a little.
So yeah, as I'm going to do this from Dizzy's point of view, as he steps back after delivering it, he looks up and he can see, you can't, but he can see the signs of money well spent here. There's lots of fresh food. There's water. They fixed that leaking roof. They've been to the vet with the animals that were sick. They're doing it right. They're being very frugal, but they are using the money you sent back. And then
They would write a reply or not.
reply, absolutely, yeah. Your dad right, yeah, I love this. Dad writes a reply uh, with great solemnity. He picks it up. Dizzy picks it up, and poof, and you hear at this moment outside your window, just as whether you're deciding whether to read the black book or not, you hear "Papa!" And you're on the second
Ashley,
floor, but he's tall enough he's
Ash-
looking in the window.
Ashley trying to reach to him through window
Yep.
and say, "Thank you. You have anything for me?"
And he
You
reaches
get
down.
you
Yep.
Ashley take to the window
Yep.
and she say, "Thank you for good job," and she'd give him water and snack.
Yep, absolutely. And yeah, Dizzy's just grinning because in his head he's like, "Dumb old Hermes is out there hunting for rats and lizards, and I'm in here getting treats and water." So yes, so
And
yes,
Ashley start reading a letter.
yep. So while Dizzy settles down outside your window in guard position without being asked to, what does it say? What did he write back?
I don't know what because you write us as family, so I don't know what
Okay,
is in letter.
okay. May I?
Yes,
Okay. It starts off with the important stuff. We love you. Thank you for doing this. Good to hear you're well. This is what we've done. And there's this very practical list set out of what they've done. And at the bottom, it says in a little bit shaky hand, I don't know how to thank you for this. I have a hard time accepting help from you. I'm supposed to be helping you, not the other way around. Love, Dad.
Ashley tears one fall on the letter, and she letter a crack letter and put to her pocket.
Perfect. Thank you.
That was so amazing. I totally loved that. So John would go to the bar and say, "Please give me one whiskey, one bourbon, one beer, and one vodka, and then I will take care of your problems."
Yeah, it's all on the company's tab, and he slides you the 4 shots.
Yeah, and just like in the song, he just slams all of them and then some water for to not be dehydrated,
Yep.
and he takes his brass knuckles because
Yep.
I had in my character sheet, but his brass knuckles are like made of reinforced gold reinforced with metal, and the studs are diamonds. And
Oh.
he walks to the
Oh, you
shithead
tacky,
kid.
tacky human.
Yes.
Oh, I love it. Okay.
Like he could buy a house with
Oh.
these brass knuckles,
This
and he's
scene.
like
Yeah.
walking to the kid
Yep.
with flavor and style. Hey, young man, you got some nice brass knuckles. Want to go out and see who's better equipped to fight?
He just launches himself up out of the chair at you.
No,
And then
no, no,
just
no,
before he hits you, he freezes in space and he's kind of glowing blue. And you look over at Moss behind the bar and he's standing there with like the equivalent of a taser and he says, "Not inside! Not
Not
inside!
here. I wanted to go out.
Drag him out! He won't move for 30 seconds!" And he's
Yes. Yes, I will do that. And
yeah.
he just straining like
Oh, yeah.
because he's not a strong guy.
Yeah.
He's got a crazy smile,
Yep.
long arms, and
Yeah.
crazy leg works. Like he just the way he looks, and he just takes this guy outside.
Yeah.
And takes off his jacket,
Yeah.
his pretty jacket, and just like I'm gonna
Yeah.
fight this guy,
And then
he used a spell
yeah.
to make his brass knuckles on fire.
Okay. And at that moment,
Actually,
yep.
actually lay on bed and with black book
Yep.
to start to reading.
Yeah, just quietly reading the book. I love this because this is one of those split panel moments, right? Like down in the alley, John's not fighting for his life, but he's fighting. Meanwhile, upstairs, oh, that's interesting. Oh, look at that. Yes. Life-
I love
Let's just say choices were made.
sounds.
That's just the choices
Yes.
were made. John, he comes. You see him coming out of warp, so you can easily step out of the way, and he's like,
Yeah.
huh? And he looks at you and it starts coming. So you get to go first. I'm gonna bring up some dice.
Actually, hearing noises
Yes.
outside the window.
Yep.
And say to herself, any minute of peace.
Yes. And then like, I'm gonna fight.
So outside, yeah, and there's another image because there's Ashley in their room going, "Oh my God, I can't get it. I can't catch a break." Outside your room, there's Dizzy on guard, just and it's just around the corner of the hotel. There's these two getting ready to fight. So, you get to go first because the story's about you. There's no initiative in this game.
So I am just trying to hit him on the body mass with my flaming two-rage brass
Absolutely.
knuckles.
So you step in and take a swing. Where are you swinging for? It doesn't matter because this is all flavor.
For the center of the body mass.
Okay, so
have
right in the
one
ridge.
question.
Yes.
Yes.
Since this is still hot outside or not?
Sorry, what was that? I was reading something.
This
Yes,
is
the-
hot
Oh,
outside
yeah.
or
Dis-
not?
Yeah, Dizzy's guarding you. So yeah, he's right outside your window.
Yeah, but I asked him if it's too hot. For
No.
Oh,
John.
too hot.
Yeah.
No.
He's a
They're
lizard.
they're basically immune to the heat. Yeah. Yeah, they hunt
I-
during the day. So
Actually, go to window and say, Dizzy, what is happening? So noises outside. I don't want to go outside, so please tell me.
Dizzy stands up and mimes boxing, and then looks around the corner.
And actually to kids. And she back to reading.
Dizzy, as you start to go, you see him pull up sleeves that aren't there and start to walk towards the corner. He's going to deal with these. That he doesn't know who it is, but he's going to deal with it. Meanwhile, John, we're not putting it off any longer. You rolled a 13 on your first shot, which is a success. So,
Yes.
poof, right in the ribs, crunch. You hear a bunch of stuff move. He's wearing a jacket that's got sort of some padding to it. But yeah, and because it's on
Is that
flames, that's
enough
too.
for you, kid?
He's, oh, that doesn't even count as foreplay. And he takes a swing back and
You're not my type, honey.
and catches you right on the point of the shoulder with those big brass knuckles. Take 1 point of damage.
Okay.
He's taken 2 because you're doing the flaming $1
Actually-
million. Yeah.
Take a bite of snack and trying to read more.
I love it. Sitting upstairs eating chocolates and drinking water with this big fight going on.
I was
love-
thinking more of sausage.
Oh, okay.
Smell like
Nice.
cabanos.
Just snacking away. I love it.
Really short, really like chunky sausage.
thin.
Yeah.
Thin,
Sausage.
really thin.
Oh, I love it. I want some. I like
Or
sausage.
jerky.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
very good.
Dry
It's
jerky.
like dry jerky sausage. And
Okay.
It's very salty.
I like it all already. Horribly bad for me, but I love
Yeah,
it.
but I'm thinking
Yeah.
this will fit on this planet.
Yeah.
This snack.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
It's very good when you travel.
Makes perfect sense. So yeah, you're having a snack and drinking, like doing the smart things that a working person does before starting on a long journey. Meanwhile, out in the alley, out in the shoulder, and he's just looking at you like, you know, you've hurt
I
him more than
barely
he's hurt
felt
you.
it.
But yeah, you hurt him more than he hurt you. But your turn.
Okay, kid. Maybe 2 more times and then let's break it up. But okay, I'm gonna try to hit him because I don't want to hurt him too much.
Yeah.
Okay, maybe shoulder.
Okay.
This
Oh.
time still with the flaming fist.
It's a 2. So whiff, you swing by and he just rotates out of the way and just and comes back. His turn.
Okay.
Ashley, a turn from her back. Music. Player. Smash. And put on hat. And back for it.
I love this cut back and forth. It's just this little pop backs. I love it. He takes a swing back at you, but because he was spun off to the side, when he tries to jab you, he's using the hand that doesn't have the brass knuckles on it, and he misses anyway. So it's just kind of comes to here, and then he just doesn't have the reach. Your turn.
Are you tired already, kiddo?
I might be a little drunk. You take another swing?
Yeah.
Where does this
Why
one go?
not? Once again to the center of the mass
Oh,
because it
man.
worked first time.
Again, he just whiffs. Actually, I keep saying, "Oh man," like you missed. This is a perfect movie fight. It's like miss, miss, miss. You shouldn't be able to miss this much in this system. It's hard to miss in this system, but you guys have just gone. It's like the first part of every martial arts fight ever in a film, right? It's
Two
like,
guys who don't
Block,
know
block,
how
block.
to fight
Yeah.
try to fight and be cool. I love it. It fits so well.
So you miss him. You miss it. Your turn again. You're just gonna keep going because you said you wanted to hit him a couple more times, right?
I'm thinking because I don't have any magic that can scare him, so
Yeah.
why not?
Bang, a 9. Oh, this one is a tough choice. This tough choice is easy. He takes damage, the 2 points. But wow, that hurt. The brass knuckles kind of got driven back onto your own knuckles. You've got a
Yeah,
choice
my
now.
fingers hurt.
You're either going to have to take those brass knuckles off and continue the fight without them, which will take you down to doing 1 damage, or you're going to take 1 damage every 2 times you hit somebody from your hand
Ooh.
crunching up underneath it.
I think I like the second one better.
Okay, so you're going to keep
Because-
hitting for 2, and then every
Yes,
2.
he's
yeah.
very proud of those brass knuckles. They are pretty, and he doesn't want to take them off.
Dab my fingers. I don't care.
Yes, he's too vain to take them off.
So crunch into that sort of shoulder. You feel this time the shoulder, the collarbone doesn't break, but you know that the knuckles drag right along
Yeah.
it. It does, oh yeah, it's
So
that thing.
another hit point.
Yep. No, so now he takes a swing at you at 12. So yeah, at this point he's just backing up, he's starting to kind of get some space because you're hurting him more than he's hurting you. But on the way out, he kicks you in the leg for 1 point.
Oh.
I have question.
Yes.
Where is Dizzy? Because he
yep.
walk.
Dizzy is standing at the corner, looking around the corner, and when he sees who it is, he steps out and he turns into the cheering section. So now he's like, like he's giving advice, but he's doing it in chicken, with his little tiny short chicken arms. But yeah, he's acting as a coach. He's not going to step into the fight now that he saw who it was.
Definitely. It's just John having fun and doing a job.
I don't know when he turned into. I'm not sure when he turned into a Looney Tunes character,
Rocky.
but yeah,
it's like Rocky.
Yeah. So yeah, you get the feeling that. I mean, you're nowhere near knocking him unconscious, but you get the feeling that 1 or 2 more, he'll stop.
Okay, so can I got an idea how to put in a new ability.
Yep.
Like all the fighting, all the adrenaline made John remember when he had lessons with his grandfather that was teaching him invoker magic.
Yeah.
And he remembers a spell called Thunderous Word that he can speak a word of magic, and with the word of power he can release a thunderous shockwave. And he was like, "Oh, I remember something. Bada bim, bada boom."
That's the key word is bada bim, bada boom.
And he does finger guns at the guy to make.
Ashley put a book and she go downstairs to order dinner.
Yep. Yeah, if I can't sleep, I might as well eat. That's it. I love this.
And then the loud shockwave.
So yes, but it was another. It did. Yeah.
But then what you have for dinner?
As you get downstairs, he looks at you and he proudly goes like this, and it's basically like a donair stand. He's just got like the big pile of meat on a stick, and there's a radiator on one side that's cooking it.
Oh,
Kebab.
Kebab. Yeah.
And I think, better not nothing. This one portion, and she take and sit down.
Yep.
In the table.
And a couple of times that fancy dressed man.
Please, and please some juice or water. I don't want alcohol. And please not green milk.
Yeah. So Moss hands you the food on the plate, and he said, "Just a second on the juice. I have to go." And he opens up a door behind the bar, and you can see it's his house that's attached to the back of the bar. And he goes back there and goes into his fridge and comes back with a glass of kind of a greenish juice, and pours it into a glass and kind of like, I don't know where to put this. And he yells, and one of his kids comes out and he hands it to his kid, and the kid takes it in the back, and he brings you over the glass of this green juice. You've seen it before.
Thank you so much for this, because I see this is not for sale but private. So thank you for this. Welcome.
So you've been very helpful already. That idiot's been sitting over there being quiet all night, and he points back to enormous Bill.
That's nothing. I should take the stuff and sit down.
And start to eat your dinner. Outside, John, at this moment, just as you sit down, Ashley, it's like it's like sitting down sets off an explosion outside. So as you sit down and put the plate on the table, there's a just outside the dome that you're sitting in, which is John discovering his new power. How do you respond?
I have nothing.
Action. No, just
no reaction.
Yeah, just cutting. Yeah, just eating your food. Perfect. Outside, John.
Because she thinks that this is normal because she's mad.
Yep, absolutely. This is all perfectly normal. So yes, outside, John, you kind of have this moment where it's like, but it is a difficult choice. Again, you rolled a 6. So yes, you do the damage. You knock him 10 feet back onto his ass, and he hits the ground, and he's just backing up like magic, 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 magic. As he's backing away, he's freaked right out, right? The flaming thing, that was okay. That could have been a machine, but as soon as you obviously used magic, it freaked him out.
Yeah.
So that combat is done. He's heading out.
Yeah.
But there is this huge, loud banging noise that you just made. But your choice is the first time you cast a spell, it didn't all get out, right? So you have to either take a point of damage to sort of swallow it, to choke it back in, or pick something around here to zap. And you get the feeling zap on the ground isn't going to help. It's going to have to be a building or an object.
No, I'm taking the damage.
Oh, okay.
It's my magic. I'm a guest here. I don't want to destroy anything. I want to have good relations with this town and have a good Yelp
So it's like
opinion.
so.
Yeah,
I was gonna say what I see is like resisting a nuclear powered sneeze, right? Just and you actually burst some blood vessels and take 1 point of damage.
Yeah, I love it. I'm
Dizzy appears behind you out of nowhere and tries to raise your arm, but your arm's a lot longer than his arm is.
John raises both arms.
And he's
Victory!
like,
You better run away, kid. He's like yelling at the kid, you better run away!
and then Dizzy leans down to you and goes,
Yeah.
and leads you back into the door and points inside and goes, shh. And it goes back underneath Ashley's window and sets up guard post again, not knowing that she's left the room.
Yeah, and
I say, looking at John while eating, and
Yeah.
she say, why do you look still like trash?
and John is like having his coat like put on his arm, and
Yep.
he's like swaggering and like all beat up. I was doing some work on the side, my dear Elise. And
Ashley.
but John wouldn't remember.
Okay,
He
that's
would
fair.
Call her Elizabeth or Elisa. It will take time for him to remember. Sorry
Okay.
about that, Janet. But
And
yes,
and
he
I
would.
say, ask,
Yeah.
do you have any health potion, or you need help, medical?
No, I don't want to use it up for such a minor thing. I will be good in the morning, but please wait a minute. I got one more job to do. And he swaggers
Yeah,
into Big Bill's stable,
yeah,
and his fist still blood
Yeah.
in the knuckle. He's like, listen, man, you got a big bill to pay up. If you don't pay up, you're gonna be in worse shape than that kid. So go pay the nice man behind the bar or else. And he would put a little juice behind that to scare the guy and
absolutely. Yep.
to inspire.
Yep. He looks up at you and he reaches over and he flips over a little sign that was in front of him. But just before he flips it over, you see it said, "We'll fight for drinks." But he's flipped that over now and he kind of looks at me. I can't pay it, but I could leave. And Moss is like, "That's all I need. That's all I need."
Okay, go. Before I change my mind, go.
And as he stands up to leave, the fancy dressed man also stands up and walks over to the bar and says, "I'll just," and he pays for his drinks and he heads out as well.
After finishing dinner, a peaceful.
Yeah, and John is like going to the bartender. Are you happy?
Yes, thank you. It's much better in here.
Yes. Do you have some balm for my cats or a first aid kit, because I don't want to use up our resources for the cats.
We usually just pour this on it, and he pulls out a little bottle of it. You can smell it's just almost pure alcohol.
Okay.
It's like Everclear. It's 90% alcohol, right? So, yeah.
he
I
was
see
intrigued what he would
inspira-
take.
Yeah.
let's see inspiration Resident Evil because that salsa bottle.
Yeah.
Yes, and please get me the same thing she's eating. And he would go to sit with Janet and take out a washcloth and like clean up his
So
wounds
clean
too.
himself up.
Yeah.
And actually, doing, uh, I was have good dinner now. I'm looking at blood close to my plate.
Oh, I'm very sorry. I can go to some other table. I didn't want to ruin your appetite.
Oh,
No.
yeah.
I'm finishing anyway.
Okay. Okay, thank you. I just wanted to help around because I'm so great and glorious. And I like to share my mighty powers with the world.
Yeah, whatever. And she tried to
And then
stand up.
ooh,
Yeah.
he's clutching his pearls.
Yeah.
Metaphorically. Oh no, maybe. Okay, he has real pearls now. Because why not? And he's
Why not?
clutching them.
So with that, is there anything else the two of you would like to do before getting a day's sleep and heading out on the
No,
actual
I,
mission? Yeah.
I bought one return to room a little nap
Oh,
after
absolutely.
eating
Yeah.
and reading.
Oh, yeah. You guys have got all day to get a full night's sleep. So, because of that, you get all your action points because nobody burned more than 5 and all your hit points back.
yes.
So, the next morning, you wake all fresh and ready to go.
And the funny thing is like
And I go
yeah.
and I go to Win to say good morning, Daisy, and I give him again water and snack.
And by this time, Hermes is back and he's kind of looking all dusty and tired. Like he was out all night hunting. He looks full. You can see he's full, but he looks tired and dizzy. Just makes an absolute spectacle out of eating this treat in front of him. It's like when you give a dog a treat and they chew it 400 times to tell you how much they want
there's
another one.
dog.
Yeah.
So John would, because now that he knows that everything's on the tap in the bar,
Yeah.
he would take a gallon of coffee.
Yeah.
For some rations for the wet and gallon of water and 2 gallons of water, and he seeing what his ranger friend has done, like, hello my dear friend Mercury, here's a coffee for you, here's water for you, so you won't get dehydrated. I would have brought snacks, but you're self-sufficient, I see, so you don't need snacks. And let me just clean you up. And he would just use prestidigitation to clear Mercury up out of the sweat and
I
things.
can ask something.
Yes.
These chickens, they like coffee or only water?
I was just gonna say, when you offer him the
I
coffee,
don't know.
he goes face down into it, just like just gobbling it. And he comes up, and his just eyes are this big around, and he's looking around, going bark, 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 and he's just shaking, ready to go.
Yeah.
Hermes was
I'm
the
not
was the
sure
one
if
that was
it's a
prone to
good
partying
idea.
out of these two, after all. So yeah, he had a
John
gallon of
is
coffee in
thinking
one
to
go.
himself, was this a good idea?
Ashley at the end pet Grizzly, and before she went down, she packed stuff like this black book, and she looked at photo holographic of her family
Yeah,
from her pocket.
yeah.
How
And
does
later
Dizzy
she,
look at his?
Hang on a second. Yeah. So you're
But
back in your
she-
room when you do that, right?
yeah, but
Yeah.
she put it back to pocket
Yeah.
because John is outside.
Yep.
Yes, Johnny
Yeah.
doesn't see it.
No, not at all. But standing in the window, waiting for you, your new friend, because treats, water, and incredibly nice behavior will do that. And remember, these creatures are completely sentient. They're not, just fools. They have brains of their own. And Dizzy is outside the window waiting for you to be ready.
Actually, down upstairs,
Okay.
and she said to bartender, "Thank you for everything," and she go outside
Okay.
because she don't nothing to do, like
Nope.
pay or
Nope.
stuff.
No, absolutely not. So the two of you get outside. And in a moment, maybe even for John, there's a moment where it kind of clicks. This is about to get real. You're about to leave Domefield, which isn't much, but at least it's a roof. It's got those big handy cannons that saved you on the way in. You're about to leave all of that. You can.
Before
Mhm.
I believe I looking if there is some sort souvenir shop.
There absolutely is, because you asked if there was one. So now there is. What is it you're looking for?
Some like toys or stuff small for remember when I return home.
Star Wars memorabilia.
There is a lot. Thank you. There's a lot of Star Wars memorabilia, but right by the till, there's a little tiny diorama. It's only sort of that big, maybe 10 centimeters by 4. And somebody has painstakingly modeled Domefield with all the crushed domes and the garbage, and it is spectacularly accurate.
I actually want buy this, but she put her own money, not
Sure.
company.
Yeah. The person behind the counter says, "Oh, I made that actually. It's not how much? Oh, yes, absolutely." And they just hold out their hand. As you give them the money, we don't keep track of money in this game, and it doesn't matter. You hand them the money. They very obviously put it in their own pocket. It did not go in the till. Like, this was their thing, so they're taking the money. So you have a one of a kind. Let me make a note. One of a kind, handmade.
Pocket.
Oh yes, handmade model of Domefield.
I love it.
Making sure it is not pulled out from pocket.
Yeah. Oh no, things don't break in this game, especially things that amazing.
Yes.
Thank you for that scene. I love it. Because now we
Me
have that.
as well.
Yeah. So, as you step out, was that everything everybody wanted to do before you leave?
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
I just want to take care of Mercury because sorry, Janet, you just didn't change the name, and I forget all the time.
It's okay, because you got Mercury wrong too.
Oh,
it's Hermes.
Yeah, I'm bad with name.
It's all
just
good.
want to but
It's now a John Doe thing.
Yes, most of my characters don't remember names because I don't remember names. So
You can't
role
change
play
my
what you
name.
know.
Oh yes, I will change. Hang on, I can do this.
Yes, but because he thought that his new smart ranger companion who knows how to survive was nice to Dizzy,
There.
and now that he
Yep.
wants to take the good behaviors from Ashley, and
Yes.
he wanted to take care of his chicken friend.
Yes,
And
so
he
you gave him tons
coffee
and
because
tons of
he was
caffeine.
tired.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he got him water because Ashley was giving water to Dizzy all the time,
Yeah.
and he
Yeah,
because
and I bet.
yes,
So you're learning.
Yes.
That's good.
yes, and he's learning about helping. No, because he likes to help other people, but now he helps in smart ways as well.
Instead of the way he wants to
Yes.
help, he helps in the way
Not
that people
his
actually,
all
the ones that actually
grandeur
work.
ways only.
Perfect.
Yeah.
So now that you're outside, the two of you can see the 32 of those strand beasts that make up this convoy. Each one of them's got a crew of 3. They stay inside. They camp by themselves. They're completely self-contained. They're referred to as the Merchant Marine. So the two of you, like sea destroyers in a 20th century Earth from long, long ago, Your job is to ride out front, 200 to 500 meters out front, to stir up any bad guys, and then fight them off before they can get to the convoy. But also close enough that if you have to, you can come back. If they wait and attack the convoy, you can get back to protect them. There are two other escorts at the back. They are from a company called Faceless Guards. They are famous for wearing black masks and never taking them off. They don't talk, they don't do anything. But they are at the back of the convoy acting as escorts to the rear. Apparently,
I
it's a.
say
Mhm.
go direct to joystick where is piloting this machine.
Yep.
Jump off from this and sit down close to this joystick.
Yes, John would go with Ashley to find the boss to report in for duty.
So it's funny because you show up to report for duty, and as the two of you arrive, the old head, that's what the official title is of the highest ranking of the merchant marines, looks over at you. Ashley, was it your intent to ride inside the machine?
Yeah,
Okay, and then you're gonna have them outside. He looks at you and says, "I can teach you if you're not qualified, but you bosses ready?"
I'm ready. And
Yes, sir.
ready, and I read that before mission guide us how to do this stuff.
And you start flicking switches and getting it ready to go, and yeah.
Reporting for duty, sir.
Uh,
I'm gonna ride in the front and blast any nerdy wells.
all right. So, John, you hop on Hermes.
Yes.
Dizzy sort of falls in sort of the fighter pilot second position, right, just off your wingtip, and he's keeping eyes out as well. Ashley, you're in the lead one of the strand beasts. The old head looks at you, reaches his arm out the window and kind of waves it, and looks at you and says, "Go ahead."
I wave back him
Yeah. There's these things are wind powered, and they store their
and
energy
say
in springs. So yeah.
and say, "Wish me luck."
And he kind of laughs and
Definitely
says, this thing's a family heirloom. I wish you more than luck.
I really need the luck to
Yep.
survive
Mm-hmm.
with those. And I look at John and Hermes.
And John is like, "Oh, adventure!"
Yeah. So it's failed. So as you start out, Ashley, it starts out and then you kind of get into it. It's a rolling sensation. It's kind of like being on a ship in a cross sea. So it's a strange thing, and I'm presuming it would be driven with sort of two tillers, sort of left and right, like a tank. But you press forward, and they move slow. These things are not fast, but they carry a lot of stuff, which is their job. And at the slow shuffle that is all the strand beasts can manage, the sun sets to the north, and you walk into the night. The wind accompanying that Terminator isn't much more than a hot breeze. It's enough to recharge that little bit of energy that's come out of the strand beasts, so they're ready to go for a whole night.
I actually put headphone as a music because this is so slow and boring.
Perfect. The stars above you are so close packed. You're so close to a central core that you can see stars, galaxies, nebulas, all in clear view spanning the night sky. After a while, you get to the road ahead of you starts to rise, and you can see in the distance a pass and a ridge. So there's a low spot on the ridge, and that's where you're heading for. It's still up and over. It's a mountain pass, but it's the lowest spot over this ridge line, and it's where you're heading to. Ashley, you've got this thing figured out now. It's not complicated to drive one of these things. It's kind of like most vehicles. To just get it to do stuff is pretty easy. If you had to try and run this thing or try and get it out of the way or get it unstuck, that might be a different story. But we're not going to have you roll to actually be able to drive this thing.
I drive more
Yeah,
because nothing is happening.
absolutely. Yep.
Maybe
So
you
no
have those
reason.
things on your family farm and you know them.
Either way, yeah, it works. Yeah, you have
So
figured it out, so you're proficient by now.
so no reason to stop.
No,
Just keep going.
absolutely.
Yeah.
So John, you're sort of 300 meters out in front of the convoy. It's slow going because like you and Hermes and Dizzy, you could go, like you can cover ground, but these things are slow, just faster than walking speed.
He's trying to focus and see everything, but because he's crazy, in his head he's playing some opera music,
Yeah.
like
Oh,
the
beautiful.
major general from Pirates of Penzance, and he's like no 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 no, but he's trying to be the lookout,
Yep.
trying to.
So above you in this pass that you were told back at the base is called Candle Pass. You can see the nightly wax snow condensing from the clear, dry, dark sky and floating down, each flake leaving behind it a phosphorescent wake of color that changes depending on the altitude. So up high, it's pale blue, and as they fall, they turn purple and red just before they hit the ground. On the ground, the wax sort of just turns
So
back to
pretty.
wax and reflects those colors and the ubiquitous red of this gas giant's light.
I love it, says John. So pretty, so harsh.
A little bit later, not long, you get to the snow line, this wax snow. And even though you're not from here, you know something is off. There's a fine blue dust stuck in the snow that shouldn't be there.
I stop making
Mm-hmm.
So John would do the evil gaze, the power that tells him what happened here, what bad things happened here recently.
Okay. So yeah, burn your action point.
Yeah.
What the dust itself, not this location, but the dust itself has been blown here from somewhere, and it's very hard to get a reading on it. What you get is go away, bugger off, don't be here. Minor thing like frights and scares in the corner of your eyes.
So he would bring Mercury back and run to Ashley and to the convoy and tell her about
I ask
this weird
I
thing.
ask what we do since this dangerous. We go
I think you
different
should
way.
come with me and check it out because you're a ranger, you're better at this stuff.
Okay. And Ashley go check,
Yeah.
but she thinking she should we should use different way
Okay.
than just checking this.
The head of the merchant marine, the boss, their boss, looks at the two of you and says, "Can I come with you? I've run convoys on this planet a couple times. I
Yeah,
might be able to help."
yeah,
if you wish so,
but
boss, but
yeah,
uh,
but Steph, leave you people, just you and us,
Oh
because
yes, yes, yes.
we don't know
yes.
what this is and
Yeah.
what can hurt
Yes,
people.
I just came
I like
back
the way you
because
think.
I didn't want the whole convoy to
So,
get in trouble.
do you hop up
So
on Dizzy, Ashley,
Yes,
to make the trip? Okay.
even if this is not very far away,
Yeah, it's
but
not
I
very far away.
hop.
And out of one of the legs of the strand beast, the merchant marine pulls a bicycle out with big balloon tires and starts to pedal along beside the two of you.
yes, and John would use another action point to take out his saber and to flame it up.
Okay, so now there's just red light even a kind of like a small reflection of the sun because it's big red and little red, right? So yeah. So
So two action.
Ashley think to herself, what a waste of magic.
he's so Flash, right? I mean, yeah,
Yeah.
this is the guy that wears uncomfortable shoes just to make a point, right? But yeah,
Yeah,
they were
definitely
expensive.
it
They were
fits.
very expensive. But
Yeah.
as you get closer, the head of the merchant marine starts looking down. And he sees the stuff. He goes, ah. He doesn't look. He looks annoyed. He walks over and he starts to sweep some of it together into a little pile, and then he puts his
Do
hand
you
on.
want me to burn it?
No, it's just a test, and he puts his hand on it and squeezes it. Have you ever seen? I don't know. It's called a number of things. Oobleck, cornstarch and water, non-Newtonian
No.
fluids. When you strike them, they become kind of solid for a moment.
Yeah.
So he takes all this dry sand, and when he squeezes it, it's like it all turns into one lump. And then when he releases, it all turns back into individual
say-
grains of sand.
Before he take the sand, I say you should wear gloves before touching.
Yes, or tell us to do it. You're too important to risk yourself like that, Seal.
He holds up
That's
his
why you
hands, and
pay
there's kind of a
us.
shimmer of an electronic glove over his hand. He's way ahead of you. And that is shambling sand.
What is it doing? This hard paper or
It's
nothing?
it's basically sand, except that it can kind of control the way it moves. It doesn't always
Yes,
get blown by the
very
wind.
evil and very malicious in intent.
It just wants you to leave. It's a defense mechanism. The closer you get to more of it, the more you want to flee that area. So we can
Okay,
probably
so
power
wait.
through.
If you want, I can blast
I
it
say-
with magics here.
I say we should take another road than just pressing because this machine will stop inside this sand
He says,
and waste of time
yeah.
and everything.
He says, oh, the closest other pass is 40 kilometers away. And he kind of looks up the valley and his eyes get big. And he says, oh shit, move the strand beast, move the strand beast. And just like they just part right down the road like that. The three of you are sort of standing there on your mounts having a look. And he says, get off the road. And you look up, and coming out of the snow is animals, like strange cat-looking beasts and local
I get
creatures.
out of the way.
They're running
ran-
in terror towards you. Yep.
I ran back to machines
Yeah.
while shooting
Yeah.
back into myself.
As you,
Uh,
yeah.
I would say Mercury to jump to the side. To the side.
Okay. So you leap out of the way. Ashley, as you spin around with that rifle in that very natural action, you see the animals aren't attacking. They're running away, and they're all covered in a fine blue dusting of shambling sands.
Oh.
They've,
And I
yeah.
starting thinking, what if they are some sort of zombie? And I say, we should really use another road. I really don't want to risk any problems with this damp sand.
And yeah, the bosses just nod. Yep. That's to do that to animal. There's a ton of it up there. There's like a whole dune up there. Nope. We're going another way. Good plan. And you can see he's
Okay,
shaking.
you're the boss.
He's shaking as he heads back towards the strand beasts. Well done to the two of you out of character for avoiding what could have been a really nasty encounter.
And John is just using his magic sword as a torchlight. And it's like, no, wasting my magic.
So, because I want to cover some ground, I said 40 kilometers, but you get there very narratively quickly. It's still the same night because I don't want to have a whole night in between.
Definitely. Okay.
But here's what we're going to do with this next one. As you find your way to that next pass, It's a long slug, almost all night long through the darkness, along back sort of the way you came and along the valley the other direction, and this sort of sense of should we, or maybe it wasn't that bad, maybe all those thoughts are going through your head. But you climb through this second pass.
No, John wouldn't think like that.
No?
He trusts Ashley.
Okay.
He will be like,
It's just
she's right.
you're the one.
I don't know anything. She's a survivalist. I trust her.
Speaking of
And the boss say go that way. So.
Speaking of Ashley, do you get back in and drive the Strand Beast again?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect.
And listen to music.
Perfect. So you got the music on. The leader of the Merchant Marine looks at you and kind of taps his head like, "Can I talk to you for a second?"
She put away headphones on her neck and she asked, "What now?"
I don't mean to be a bother, but I feel a lot safer with you than I do with some of the convoy escorts we've had in the past. That was a really bright move back there. A lot of people would have just said, like, plow on.
Living at countryside teach you a lot.
You know what I've found? People that grow up in
What?
place. I'll shut up after this. I can tell, but people that grow up in places that can kill you, think a little more.
Yeah, I agree.
And then he pointedly looks out the window at the basically like a sparkler in the darkness that is John. You know, with his flaming sword and his dinosaur and just 400 meters out in front of you, like, you know.
Being a happy kid.
Yeah.
Basically.
He still hasn't got it, right?
Actually asked this commander, you will be looking after this conversion for someone new, or you have full people?
And he kind of grins and he says, I'm glad you brought that up. I've been thinking, why don't we have our own security? Why don't we provide our own escorts? That way we wouldn't have to pay. I mean, I don't mind paying you, but I'd rather you worked for me than for somebody else. So when we get through this, what a job. Head of security?
I consider it. If
course.
salary is good for this dangerous job, because now I know that if I will be working for you, I can't stay at my home because we will traveling for dangerous places.
Oh, yeah, but we only run about 4 convoys a year. Last year I worked 51 days. The rest of the time I spend at home.
It. Do you have any business cards or something to contact you?
And he kind of laughs. Says, sure. And he reaches into his pocket and starts going through his wallet, and he finds somebody else's business card. And he scratches out all the information on that side and turns it over and starts writing his information on the other side.
Actually, not looking at this, put it in her pocket.
Yep. Perfect.
And say thanks.
All right. I feel safer already. Bob, by the way. And he holds out his hand.
She shook his hand, and later she back to headphones.
And then back there, right? Yes. Are we done? Okay, cool.
And say, my pleasure for my side too.
Ashley, one question. What kind of music does your character listen to on the headphones?
Various. From folklore, from her planet to rock.
Oh, thanks. I was just
It's always nice to know. Hermes listens to mostly Ashley McIsaac, who's a Canadian violinist.
She even listened music from cartoons.
That makes sense in this world.
Yeah.
But
John is all into 19th century operettas from Gilbert and Sullivan, and he
of course,
doesn't get that all of them are jokes.
yes,
He takes them seriously.
they're his role models.
Yeah.
So you get to this second pass through the mountains. John, again, you're out front. You get there first. You get to that opening, and the valley ahead of you drops
Yes.
away. And it isn't, but it looks like an entire landscape made of broken obsidian cubes. It's all rock, and it used to be cubic or rectangular, but it's been shattered in some massive cataclysm. Except for, and you're so far up you can see this, a perfectly straight 2-lane highway, complete with markings like yellow lines, white lines. But
Perfect for a trap.
it starts there, down in the valley, and it ends there. From where you are, it kind of goes side to side. It's probably 50 kilometers long, and it's connecting nothing to nothing with nothing in between.
Ashley,
And then
stop.
you guys roll up
and
behind that and see that. Yeah.
Ashley, stop. And she pull out her knife to watch
Yeah.
from this room.
And
If there's
scan.
anything.
Absolutely.
Check for traps. I think it would be a perfect spot to make a trap, says John, and he tries to get one of those cubes with his sword, like to have memorabilia of
Ashley,
the
They're
road.
they're big. They're like
Ashley.
house size cubes.
Oh.
Ashley,
Mhm.
Ashley, look
Yeah.
up with her
Yeah.
not up front, but up
Oh,
the
okay.
sides.
Yeah. Oh,
if
yes.
someone's there.
Yep. What you see as you scan along this is it looks for all the world. We've all done this in a game at some point where you accidentally drop a piece of road somewhere or you accidentally put something somewhere and then you forget it's there. This looks for all the world like somebody was doing a road sim and just dropped a piece.
But anybody's close, like on sides.
Nope, you can see a little bit of gravel and things on the road, but you don't see any people from up here. Actually, I'm going to give you a chance. Pardon me. You specifically said you were looking. So pardon me for interrupting. I'm going to give you a roll. And you rolled a 12. So, yeah, you see way down near the end of the road. So, almost 50 kilometers away. I know you can't see that far on Earth, but never mind. It's a bigger, flatter planet. Shush. Way out at the end of this road, you see movement from one side to the other, kind of like a skittering. Just a bunch of legs, kind of like the strand beast that you're on. But that far away, that's all you get is just sort of legs against the skyline sort of silhouette. It's big, though, to be seen from this far away. You sort of look over your shoulder and look at the strand beasts. They wouldn't be this visible from that far away. So that thing's huge, whatever it is.
I got one question.
Mm-hmm.
Ashley wouldn't know it because John is spamming this spell, so she would probably know the hand gesture. But he would try to do the evil eye, like the feel of the terrain to see the stories. He is looking for did any traps happen here recently? Did anybody like hide here to make traps? Those crazy
have
Mad Max
question.
people.
Okay, so
I
you're
have
looking for traps,
question.
yeah? Mm-hmm.
I have question.
Yes.
John can use magic of reading intention to these legs.
No, he would have to brush against the creature to know its feelings and this about the evil eye. You close your eyes and sense the worst thing that ever happened terribly.
Okay. And it's only the worst thing?
Yes.
Okay.
Uh,
Okay. What you get, there's only one image. Only one. You get like it's like looking at a blank page with one sentence written on it. Like the whole road, there's nothing except that one spot. And all you see is a black disc flying on its side, about sort of that thick and maybe half a meter across, whizzing through the air like some kind of killer frisbee and smashing through two strand beasts. But that's way down at the end of the 50-kilometer stretch.
Ashley is thinking, what if she jump from this machine and walk alone, check at this disc?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. And John wouldn't want to scare the whole convoy, but he would whisper to Ashley what he had seen and say, maybe we should go in the front and check if there aren't any killer frisbees on the way.
I have to say, I was thinking the same. And she jumped from machine on Daisy.
Yep.
And
Please wait a while here, just take a breather. We have to check the parameter.
Yep. And you see,
Mr. Oldhead.
and he blows
I
yep.
said say to Daisy, walk very careful. This could be trap. Very careful.
Yep.
And if you can't, please smell or watch. Use your sense.
And you get a serious nod. The two of you head off. While you're Dizzy's being very serious and very sneaky, Hermes is also being sneaky, but also under his breath he's going ba, 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 ba.
The Mission Impossible.
Yep. Oh yeah. The two of you are
And he's
singing
like,
quietly.
yeah, he's like under his breath, but he's like reading his finger guns for the bada bing bada boom.
Actually, also while walking, she have close to her eye as a rifle sniper.
Oh yes, always
And
right ahead.
looking.
Yep. Yep. So you keep
Yeah,
scanning, you keep
already.
scanning. It's the whole rest of the night. It's almost dawn before you finally get way down this road where you saw the image, John. And you find in this rock, shattered piece of rock, this disc. Upon closer inspection, it's a tire rim. It's a metal rim from a car, the holes in it and the whole bit.
See, that was a very huge car. He says to Ashley.
And at that moment, you hear
Yeah.
Ashley, as you're scanning Ashley, you see movement behind a rock. Kind of scan back again. And as you watch it, they step out from behind a rock. It's a huge, like a strand beast, but it looks like a crab. It's got 8 or 10 legs. It's kind of hard to tell. And then there's 2 big arms that stick up at the front. On one arm,
I say to myself, oh crap.
yeah, this thing's
Evolution
massive.
always comes back to crap, John says.
It is still. This is a strand beast. This is it's not a creature. This is an actual machine. And in the 2 claws, in the right hand, the right hand claw, is what's the command module. There's a little shield, and there's 4 or 5 people behind it. You can see they're running gears and yelling orders. The other hand, the left hand, is the slinger. It's not really. It doesn't look like a claw. You can see. It looks like the things they used to throw skeet. Where they go pull, and the spring fires the disc out. Okay,
Okay.
It's a big spring that they put the disc on the end, the tire on the end, or the wheel on the end of it, and then throw it like that, so it spins.
Ashley is looking for a weak spot of this machine because
Absolutely, yeah,
she knows that this is waste of ammo just shooting.
perfect.
And probably
Mhm.
it's better idea to just to people shoot because glass could not break.
Exactly.
And John would use soul gaze to check if they are bandits who want to rob them, or is
Oh,
it
yeah.
just a misunderstanding?
No.
Because he doesn't want to attack innocent people.
Yeah, John, there is ill intent. These people are here to take your convoy.
Yes,
It's clear as
okay.
day. Ashley, you get a bunch of information from looking. There must be at least 20 people in this thing altogether. You're right. It's too big to just start blasting away at. But a number of things appeared and come to your eyes, especially because you had a chance to scan it a little bit. The captain and their guard are somewhat exposed up on that claw. That strand beast is covered with tougher material than your convoy is, but it's still not bulletproof. Neither is the framework underneath. But like you said, shooting, it's like shooting a kite. It's just going to go through, right? So the other thing you notice is the crab can only move quickly side to side. Forward and back and turning is really slow, especially in rough terrain. And
I
the
was thinking
Mhm.
if my convoy have any big machine.
They your convoy would be far more maneuverable than this thing. Absolutely. Not faster, but definitely more maneuverable. If that's what you're
So,
asking.
Yeah, but I thinking if convoy have any machine like tank or something,
No.
good.
They
we are
have
the
small
tank.
arms. Yeah, they have small arms to protect themselves if they're attacked personally. But other than that, no. You're the weapons. Yeah.
I say to myself, eh, I should grab Molotov at bar.
Okay.
Again, I
Yeah.
forget. And I was thinking if anywhere close there is big rocks, like
Everywhere. Yeah.
where
Absolutely everywhere.
Seeing all that, John would get his finger guns out and do bada bing, bada boom, but he would aim the thunder shockwave at the mechanism that shoots the tires.
Okay.
He wants
John
to
have
try to disable it.
John have any levitation spells?
No, he has the flaming sword, the thunder wave now, and all the rest of his spells are like spells like feeling emotions and gazing through the soul.
Yeah.
He's not a combat mage.
Yeah. He's getting there
At
though.
the rock,
Yeah.
Yeah.
at the rock when is tired, there is any rock also, and this rock on this rock with tire or not.
Like you were flying. You were going to shoot
I
the.
was thinking
Mhm.
if I could use some rocks to throw on this machine
Oh,
Yes.
because
okay.
To do what?
Yeah.
Trick shot to do an avalanche?
Oh, yeah.
yeah,
Oh, I
something
love
like
it.
that because they only move left and right, so
Yeah.
they can't escape.
Oh, I love this. Congratulations. Quick GameStop moment. I'm going to come out. I'm not going to talk to Ashley. I'm going to talk to Janet for a second. Congratulations. You just had your first break my game moment. Thank you. Thank you. I love
Yay.
these. You came up with an idea I had not foreseen. This is absolutely brilliant. And this is how I pay you back.
Is the best game master moment ever. I love when my players
John,
do
yeah.
that.
John, you, yeah.
This is often happen or rarely.
I'm sorry I missed that.
Or
One more
rare.
time.
This is rare or more a lot happens breaks game.
Oh, we're gonna
No,
get to
it's
how
good.
we're gonna get to how spectacular your plan was and how incredibly well it works out in a second. But first, I got to get John out of the way. So, John, I mean, this is an incredible distance, and you line up, bang, 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 and poof, and you see one of the four people that's running the shooter. One of them gets knocked back and hits the ground. I'm not gonna make you roll either. And he starts to get back up. You've hit him, but you haven't. You know, he's got more than 2 hit points, right? So he starts to get back up. Ashley, it's here. There's rocks all around it. You sort of scan around. You know you see them in a lot in you see pictures all the time with the great big rock balanced on the little tiny rock that just kind of
Yeah.
happened. Yeah, you see one of those, but these are cubes, right? So it's not a round rock on top of a round rock. This is like a cube on top of a much smaller cube. And you see a spot that if you shoot that smaller cube, it's going to collapse and the big cube's going to fall. Is that?
I
Mhm.
I hide somewhere safe
Yeah.
and shoot this spot.
And you just settle in.
And
Mhm.
and I hide my head with hands.
Yep. So, Ashley, you're looking down the scope. It's quite possibly the biggest shot of your life. If you miss this, this is going to be a hell of a fight. Your hands are shaking a little bit. You can't have that. Ashley, what do you think of to calm your hands?
I thinking to John. John, do you have any alcohol? Alcohol?
I don't think he brought any with him. No.
Nope, he wouldn't bring any alcohol.
Not on the job. Yeah.
Yes, he drinks after the day is done. Maybe he has a little Everclear that he uses for his wounds.
However, Ashley, if you wanted a drink, there's a drink. This is the bag of narrative necessity. But if you whatever it is that Ashley does, you tell
No.
me.
She just put music on her head.
Ah, yes.
The calm ones.
Yep.
Music
Just
and shoot. Take
Yeah.
a breath and shoot.
breathe, aim, slack, squeeze, and pop. The shot is so far, you have to wait because the round takes a second to get there. It's a very long second because that thing's moving, and if it moves too much, it's going to be out of the way. And then you see in your scope, ting, and the rock cracks. For a second, it holds, and then, and the big block on top, you watch it like time, like it's inevitable. The big block just slowly, 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 and then one corner touches, and then physics takes over. It hits another one that shatters it loose, and half of a third one, and a fourth one, and by the time it gets down to where the crab is about to be wased, that's terrible English. It's about to be crushed. You can see them looking up in that horrible slow motion. There's
pile
nothing
of
we can
trash
do.
formerly known as giant crab.
One last twang as another tire is fired that misses wildly off into the darkness. And you see up close, the boss looks up. A couple of pebbles first, tunk, 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 from that small rock. They put their hand up like this, and it's like trying to hold off Pompeii with one hand. Right? It's just block after block, just. At one point, the spring that stores all the energy in the crab explodes out the back and just off across the sky, gone. Thousands and thousands of Newton meters of force just fired across the sky. It takes time for this avalanche to stop. Like, yeah.
Actually, pull out walkie-talkie to Convoy and say, "Road safe, but I need help to clear way."
And you get back from behind you. You hear, yeah, I saw that. First of all, you've been promoted from competent to fucking amazing. Pardon the language. Sorry about that. But yeah, whatever you're in charge. We can clean that. We can go over it. We can go around it.
Clean this, and we're working more.
May I add one thing? I think that the perfect song that Ashley could be listening to, because you said she listens to country as well. The big iron on his hip. There is a song about a cowboy in a shootout. It fits so well in this scene.
Please send this song. I don't know this.
I will send it definitely after the game and in the public chat.
But
It fits so well. Sorry about it.
this is
And
where
better would be quote, I love smell of barn on morning.
Yeah,
I love this. There's nothing better than the smell of napalm in the
the
morning.
Heart of Darkness.
Yeah.
Yes.
So this is where I'm a Canadian, and not only a Canadian but a British Columbian. So there was a natural disaster that happened quite near to here. It was 100+ years ago, but it's called the Frank Slide, and literally half a mountain came down and crushed a town. And that's where I got the
I
inspiration from
saw
this. The blocks are
videos.
literally bigger than the houses that were there. They have to put the highway back through. They simply blasted a line through it and put the road in. There's never
Yes.
been.
That
There's no
that was
cleanup.
I
Yeah,
was
yeah,
thinking
yeah,
that maybe John could bada bing bada boom
But
away.
this,
yeah. You
but
absolutely can.
this, but this falling rocks very remind me Mulan scene when Mulan shot mountain
Yes.
and snow
Yeah.
fell.
Yeah. So with the work of all of the merchant marines and John going very loudly blowing boulders everywhere.
He's got two of this with his
Yep.
magic points only, so
Only got a couple points left. Yeah. So either way, for the purposes of this, yeah, you do that, and then you're forced to actually lift rocks like everybody else. So I kind of like that moment. Excuse me, that moment of humility as well. Meanwhile, Ashley, the Bob has said, "Well, we do this. Can I ask you to stand guard?"
Yeah,
So you go up on a nearby rock where you can see around. You,
but
yeah,
John wouldn't take the rocks because he would try to take one and no, it's too heavy. Sorry, I'm not a manual worker. I
but
respect you
but
manual
I
workers, but
but
not
I
for me.
ask, but I ask, you really don't need extra hands to do this?
no. There's 132 of us. We're good.
So John would
Okay,
just sit
and I
on
go,
one of the rocks.
and I go.
Okay,
What?
Yes, and
perfect.
started to write in his book because the battle is fresh and he would enlarge his role with his
Yep.
still would he wouldn't kill still Ashley, but he would make it a grand big battle, and
You
the
give it
rest of
the
would be
Julius Caesar
fresh.
treatment.
Yes, yes,
The
definitely.
Julius Caesar polish, where it was, yeah, it was all my idea. So as you're
No,
not
the
working, John.
idea would be because he wouldn't want to steal the glory from Ashley,
Oh yeah, fair
but
enough. Yeah.
the battle would be wrong in his story, long and drawn out,
Yes.
and the last part would be the genius idea of Ashley, like the last bullet, last help would be the slide
Yeah.
in his version of the events, which are not true.
So Ashley sitting up on top of this rock, sort of looking around. You look down. I think, if I may put words in your father's, in your head, you hear your father's voice. The last time you heard it was the day something broke at the farm, and the whole family had to get together to fix it. And your brother got tired and quit, and your mom got tired and had to quit. And it was just you and your dad for the whole day, just grinding this horrible, nasty work. And at the end of it, he put his hand on your shoulder, his dirty hand on your dirty shoulder, and he said three words. And you kind of hear them now again. Good work, kid.
I'd say to myself, eh, thank you, Dad.
And halfway across the universe, your dad wakes up in the middle of the night and goes, "You're welcome, hon." And then goes back to sleep. As you sit up there and that moment happens.
I was
Yeah.
thinking
Mhm.
maybe I should write the next letter,
Yes.
but I see, but this may be helping with rocks.
So the sort of an update letter about what happened today.
Yeah,
I love this because Courier only uses up 1 point and you always get back some when you rest. So this is free. Every single day you can send letters to your parents. I absolutely love this. Congratulations on your second Break My Game. I never, ever, ever thought of using Courier to send stuff interspatially. So I'm not going to ask for a whole blurb because we just did it. But what tone do you put it in? Do you make yourself sound like you saved the day? Is it very matter of fact? Is it sort of how do you
I
phrase it?
said something. I said something like journal that I saved twice people and a good job offer. Good. And do not worry because I can handle stuff since today I saved it twice.
And Dizzy takes the message and a couple minutes later he comes back with the response. And it says, I know you've got this. You've always had this. But I'm your dad and I'm going to worry anyway. And then XOXOXO across the bottom and then dad.
When I said to myself, oh dad, and put to pocket and return to quarantine.
Yes.
And
My mom always said that worrying is part of the job of the
it's
parent.
it comes with it comes
Yeah.
with the afterbirth, pardon the expression. But yeah, we actually had a member of our community have their very first child just 2 days ago, and there's a picture and you can see it, the same picture every
Congratulations.
parent ever has. The eyes are gone. I've never been this in love before, right? But
Yes.
I want to finish this off. Ashley, you're sitting up on this pinnacle of rock, and again, we're animated. I haven't talked about this for almost the whole episode. This is one of those sort of like an end of an episode images. They put a lot of work into this shot. So this obsidian type rock that you're sitting on is reflecting you, and it's reflecting, if you look real close, it's reflecting the things that happened today. Your message, your scroll is sort of hanging above you in space where the viewers can see it and you can't. The stars above you twirling in the sky. Dizzy is curled up like an ostrich snake next to you with just their big honking head sitting in your lap, doing chicken purrs asleep.
Oh.
I stop myself, do not pet, do not wake up.
You, like, go ahead.
I pet
Oh.
very gentle.
And you get to hear a dinosaur purr, Ashley.
And I say to myself, how cute.
And you get kind of. And
I
Ash,
laughed to myself, quiet.
and that laugh sort of carries off an echo out over the desert where you haven't been yet. This was day one. This is one day out. You could, if you were quick, you could get back to where you came from before the sun killed you when it comes up. You've hardly started. But what a start. Not just what you did, but how much you've both grown. So we're going to go out tonight on that principle. And I want to start with John because I think John the Perfect may have learned that he's not quite perfect and that there's still stuff he could learn. So
The second
where's your brain?
one definitely.
Where's your brain at?
He doesn't believe in the first one.
Okay.
I know it doesn't make sense.
No, I got you. Yeah.
But it is his flow, his madness. He thinks that he's perfect, but he thinks that he can still learn. I know
Sure.
it doesn't make
Nope,
logical sense, but
you're
he's
big enough
not
to carry that
logical.
contradiction. I get it.
And one more thing, I think when John uses the evil gaze spell, we have a comic book, and I think the evil gaze is like white background, minimal art with like
Okay, yeah.
a pencil.
Yeah. Oh, like
It was-
sketches. Yeah, it's
like
not even pen and ink. It's
sketches
just,
because
yeah.
it's a memory.
Oh, I love it. Yeah.
It's just charcoal or
Oh, even better. Yeah, just those
the
slash charcoal drawings. Yeah, oh, yeah,
yes,
beautiful.
or the pencil that is like not a pencil but a tiny feather.
Yeah.
Feather,
Oh,
like
yeah.
feather
Absolutely.
drawings.
Yeah. But we're gonna. But that's gonna remind
that
me. I
was
hope.
the
I'm gonna start asking you now from now on what it looks like. So as we do that.
yes that was the small idea, but I didn't want to break the flow
No,
when
that's
I
perfect.
thought about it. So
Absolutely perfect.
that's two things for me. Thank you very much.
Excellence. Ashley, sitting on top of the rock. You're looking down on all these people, but you are very much alone. You and Dizzy sitting up here. What are your thoughts?
I think about home and family and how was day that night tiring with this dangerous and how I want to return home already.
Oh, wow. Ashley's going to make me cry before this is over. Um, that part about realizing that they're in danger every day too, like that's something that a lot of adventurers just forget, right? Like I'm on the edge of death every day. You're doing this because your family's fighting to stay alive. So as much as a hero as you
And
might
so
be
many
called by
accidents happen
others,
at home,
you
around
don't
the
think
farm.
I
Also,
absolutely get it. Ashley doesn't think
also,
she's a hero yet. I love that.
also, also, Ashley have to myself thinking that the family bear this little longer and will be everything alright.
Dare I? I'm going to ask Ashley, is there a dream? Is there a chance in Ashley's head now that it's going to work? This money, this job, you might actually do this? Or is that's too big to think about yet?
Too big to think
Yeah.
because she's focused on quest
Yeah, still
now.
got to get to the end of this before you can move to the next. I love it. So that, and with those thoughts written out in those sort of scroll panels on the sides of the screen, that is where we're going to close the back cover on tonight's episode. There's no ads at the end of this because we don't have any. So
Yeah, we got that for other stuff like 20 gaming in comic book style, like
yes, tune in
there
on
is
Thursdays for
ad
King's
for
Pirate.
Carnage.
Yeah.
Yes, for Carnage Heights, it's
Yeah.
like the Borderlands game.
Yeah.
King's Pirate would be King's Pirate would be a cartoon style, like
Yeah.
slapstick cartoon.
But for now, we're gonna drop the
I only
curtain.
want
Yeah.
one thing
Yes.
that I want next episode what they do with the sun because there's the people who clean the road refer away to shelter.
Yep. Well,
John can
they're all gonna sleep
get
in their strand
29
beast.
yes.
Yeah. They're all going to sleep in
John-
their strand beast like they normally do. And Ashley, you have the ability to make shelter, one of your skills, right?
Yeah,
Shroud, yeah.
but these people is too many for what
But they
shelter.
hide in the machines.
Yeah, they stay inside their
Like
machines.
they did before starting.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
if some of them want some luxury, John can fit 29 folks and himself in his magic tent.
Of course, but we'll get to
So-
that next time because we haven't actually set up camp for the night. We're going to
Definitely.
end this with the last sort of rock getting flung off that road, and the two of you sort of in my head sitting on opposite sides of the road doing your thing.
Yeah.
So
And-
with that scene, yeah,
I just wanted to thank both Janet and you, Kevin. The whole family storyline is just so heartwarming and so cute, and it's a pleasure to watch and to listen to, and
Well,
I love it.
And I thank you for this fun stand at bar.
Uh, I want to thank you both for going with me. I go wild places when I play games. I've had people look at me at the end of their first session playing with me, go, "Who the hell are you? Where did that come from?" I had one person on live stream say, "I did not expect to end today talking to my non-existent dying father, but I did it." So it was. Never mind. It's a long story, but what I'm
I
saying
just
is,
love the juxtapositions that Ashley is just vibing, reading a book, trying to sleep, and
oh, it's
John is
beautiful.
out there wasting magic, getting into bar
Absolutely
fights
perfect. Yeah.
because the guy behind the counter said, "I like to help with this guy and this guy," and John
Yep.
is like, "Yes, no,
Now,
I didn't ask for pay or anything.
here's
It's
a
fine."
here's a quick glance behind the scene. Neither one of those take those two outside scenes was a scene until Ashley said, "Do you have any side jobs?" I hadn't considered any side quests. And when you said them, then I had to make them up. I had the list of the 6 people that were going to be in that bar, and that's all I had. So
Yes, and then Ashley went, "No, that's too small, too small fry for me." And John is like, "I want to prove myself."
so it's time to get to the thank yous. Thank you so much for John. He's a madman. I love him to pieces, and I know how serious some of your characters are. So I love the fact that John is not quite so serious. I mean, he's dead serious, but the way you play him is very much kind of
Yes,
got a
he's
tongue in cheek, right?
a growing up kid, a
Exactly.
kid in an adult body.
It's a coming of age story, and it's one of my favorites. So
Definitely.
thank you for that, Janet. I could not love Ashley more. They're gonna make me cry. There is no
I
doubt at
agree.
some point in this 9 episodes, I'm gonna be wiping away tears and pretending it's dusty in here. But the way you get me to feel like that by being a character that is sort of very pragmatic and problem solving and not emotionally invested in everything except for their family, it is we talked about the juxtaposition of the two of you, but Ashley's got that going inside themselves, right? There's this business like Ashley that's here, that's doing the job, that is getting shit done. There's no holds barred, and follow, just gonna do this. But underneath it, there's this scared person who's not quite sure if they can do it or not. And I absolutely could not be happier with this.
Loves their family and just risking her
Real
life,
values,
life out of love.
doing crazy things for real values that I can believe. Right, I
Yes.
love it. So thank you.
Agreed.
And I'm glad that I was able to make 2 dimension character, not 1 dimension.
Oh no, we'll put the third dimension on shortly here. You
Yes,
guys,
she
by the end,
definitely.
this is my job, is to
Yes.
help you guys discover who your characters are. Right?
I would say that Ashley is already a 5-dimensional character. She
I
has
believe.
so much deepness.
I believe
Yes,
Ashley. Yeah, there's.
yes,
Yeah.
and I'm very happy that I had the chance that John learned from Ashley to take care of his
These little
street
bits,
friend.
yeah. Right? Yeah. You were nice to John, and that got through. It's like, oh wait, nice
Yes.
works. Oh, I should try that. Yeah, I know everything, but I can
Definitely.
learn. Right? So that's
Yes.
So thank you
I
both.
was only at one session actually 5 because I don't want her being Mary Sue that always
No,
everything
No,
she's
was
no.
not
bad.
a Mary Sue.
No.
She's great at doing the one thing that she learned how to do. She definitely isn't Mary Sue. She's socially, she has problems. She's closed off,
It's okay.
and
I've got
she
all kinds of
doesn't.
plans for Ashley. I am going
She
to.
totally doesn't come off as a Mary Sue. She's
No.
amazing.
No, one of
But
my
she's
plans,
got flaws as well.
one of my personal goals now is to have Ashley have a really good time at some point during this, sort of 8 or 9 episodes that are left. I want to see Ashley. I want to put Ashley in a place where they're comfortable enough to let their hair down and have some fun, because I want to see that Ashley.
Yes.
But I love it that we're only 3 hours in, right? I love the fact that Ashley at this point is still all business on the outside, not letting anybody know about this inner Ashley, right? But we're going to see that come out, and we're going to see
Yes.
John learn, and yeah, John's
And
going to
be
get
more
down off his
humble.
high. Yeah, John's going to come down off
Yeah.
his high horse, and Ashley's
His
going to come
high,
out, and Ashley's going to come out of the
raptor
shadows, and oh,
Yeah.
we are going to tell
They're
us.
I
gonna
want-
be one
I want
functional
also-
adult.
But I want also one's mission file, so she could also thinking about
yes.
this.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
John could do a makeover for her. Find a pretty dress, do her hair,
Well,
do
you're
her
gonna be
makeup.
you're gonna be in a couple different places, actual town-ish places. You're also gonna have all these sort of fireside by the fireside moments every single night. You're gonna have that chance. So there's gonna be lots of chance for role play and lots of chance for stories. And with that, because we have to stop somewhere,
Yes.
I am going to end tonight by saying that next week we'll tell you more of this story. And I learned a thing just the other day that I wish I'd learned a week ago, because I would have loved to start this story and every episode of this story with this. In honor of my Polish friends. A long time ago, across 7 mountains and beyond 7 rivers.
And forest.
And a
7.
forest. And 7 forests and 7 rivers. Whatever it is, please correct me so I can get it right for next week. But-
it's 7
7.
mountains, 7 forests, 7 rivers.
It's all 3. Okay. So there you go.
Yes.
I learned another thing tonight, and I literally got a shiver up my spine from that. So in that case, let me try again. Starting next week, beyond 7 forests, beyond 7 mountains, and beyond 7 rivers, we are going to tell you a tale like you've never heard before. But until then, thank you to Brilchan. Thank you to Janet. Thank you to chat. Thank you to everybody that's watching the VOD. And thank you if you watch this on YouTube. And if you watch this on YouTube, please hit some buttons down at the bottom and leave a comment.
Comment.
Yeah, comments make a
Give an
big
offering
deal.
to the almighty Eldritch algorithm.
So that we can get more people in here enjoying this, so we can get more people to join, so we can get more people to play, so we can get more people to see that there's more ways than you could possibly imagine to play role-playing games.
And more people to have fun with us and with each other.
Which brings me to the important bit. Until next time, I would take it as a personal favor if you would be nice to each other. Good night.
Bye.
Bye-bye.